Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagam. So as you know what time it is. Normally I do my dragging videos on the weekend. There's so many crazy stories and today we're focusing on your girl Big C. By the way, before we get started, Chanel are not playing with you this year. There's a So Black trendy coming 22B. The caramel 19s are back, honey, for 22A. So yeah, next week we'll do a preview video because I was waiting for more things to leak, and now more bags are leaking for 22A, which is of course mid-HR. So yeah, really excited. So without further ado, let's get started. The first story is from the Sloane Street boutique in London. So Chanel Sloane Street. Let me tell you something, okay? The Sloane Street shop always gets dragged. I mean, I don't know what else they expect at this point. You're always going to be featured on this channel. If clients keep dragging you, people write their government names. So this person says, very disappointing experience. I went to the store today and the staff was very rude. By the way, this was 3 weeks ago, with a very impatient attitude. They refused to let me look around the display, and I wanted to text my friend to get her opinion about earrings for only 30 seconds, and she kept urging me to stop using my phone. I've never met such horrible staff in other Chanel stores. Not surprised at all, yeah, to hear this, you know, when it pertains to Chanel, particularly the Sloane Street one. The Sloane Street one, in all of these dragging stories, these reviews, people always like, oh my God, you know, I wasn't allowed to take a picture and stuff. Particularly the Parisian stores, like go try and take a picture at 31 Rue Cambon and you have no purchase history there. They're gonna check you, okay? They're gonna check you and be like, you are not allowed to take your picture. Big C is very weird about pictures. I think that they think it's like connected to like maybe personal shopping or reselling, but a lot of the people who are personal shoppers for Big C will have Big C like clients, so they do lots of personal shopping. A lot of them are connected to essays anyway, so this person isn't, and yeah, they got dragged. The next story is from the Monaco boutique for Chanel. So it's a very long-winded story. So basically, I'll just summarize and then I'm going to read an excerpt of what this lady wrote. She says, the first time I went inside, everyone was very busy and no one will come to talk to you, to take care of you. I have an 8-month-old baby girl with me, and because of C19, I don't have the luxury just to stand in a shop waiting forever for a salesperson to be ready. Besides that, as a responsible mom, I'm exposing and putting my baby girl at risk by standing so long in a closed atmosphere during the C19 time, so no way. So then she goes on to say, the security agents are not any better. They don't even try to help. The second time I came, I was just made to feel she says, I'm starting to feel like I'm being driven away by Chanel. They don't answer to clients anymore, whether it's Monaco or even Cannes. The glorious Chanel days are over. Ouch. And then she says, what the clients have written here about the sales people being like pretty woman is true. And this is the Monaco store. And like when I was reading her review, I was just thinking like, you know, a client coming in with their, you know, little baby, you know, and stuff, like normally that should get like most people be like, oh, there's a little baby, you know, kind of thing. But like, you know, reading her review was kind of like, you know, she walked in there with her baby and they're like, client, baby, I don't care. I mean, I think it's a little bit cold, and I think, you know, whether or not like, you know, they're following C19 protocols, to be honest, I don't really care, you know, what people have to say. You know, I don't have kids yet, but I do think if someone is with a baby, like here she says her 8-month-old baby, we're not talking about someone coming in with an older child and the child running around, touching everything, trying to break things. We're not talking about that, because if your child is running up and trying to like, you know, take mannequins down, they're gonna get checked, okay? But you know, a little baby, come on, you know, you need to learn how to be a little bit warmer with that type of thing. This whole theme of the Monaco store being like pretty woman, it's time and time again, the Chanel Monaco boutique is constantly being checked for that kind of behavior, that if you don't look nice, they think you are, you know, if you don't look nice, they think you're just like, you know, like you don't have any money, and they just think it's a waste of time. I'm not surprised when I've read these reviews about the Monaco store, because when I think of Monaco, I think of like glamour, I think of gloss, I think of the really famous casino where men have to wear tuxedos. Like, if you don't wear like a tuxedo in the Monte Carlo like casino, like you can't enter if you're a man. Like they take it seriously, and women wear ball gowns there. So I'm not surprised to hear about that pretty women stuff. The next review is also from the Monaco boutique. She says, this was such an awful experience. It was supposed to be a shopping day for my birthday present. However, after walking inside the boutique, I was thinking of how I can get the bag and leave as fast as I can. I reserved the bag and went after it. As soon as I entered the door, I felt the uninterested attitude of the personnel. After waiting a few minutes for someone to be interested in me, I went to a consultant and asked her, she names her name, I don't want to say her name, to come with my requested bag. She arrived with it, but she had like a bad attitude. Yeah, and then she goes on here to say, basically, again, it was, if you want to visualize what happened to me, it was like the pretty woman situation with Julia Roberts. I was made to feel really bad, and the security guards also had a horrible attitude. So she talks about that as well. Again, the pretty woman thing, constantly, over and over and over again, it comes up because the Monaco store, for some reason, makes people feel like that. I would love to go there. I'd love to go there and check it out, but I will make sure I'm appropriately dressed if I ever do go to Monaco, because I'm not trying to have a pretty woman experience. The next story is from the Avenue Montaigne boutique, one of the two. I think this one is 42 Avenue Montaigne. This is from 3 months ago. She says, extremely insulting experience. After poor service across the street, we went here with hopes for better treatment. However, not even 1 minute after walking into the boutique, we were followed by a guard while attempting to look around for an associate to assist us. The guard had to awkwardly stop behind us when we stopped abruptly. Extremely insulting and embarrassing to be treated this way. Again, not surprised, like there is a coldness to a lot of the big C boutiques worldwide, and this isn't the first time I've heard of someone saying that a security guard has like followed them, you know, in the store and has made them to feel really unwelcome. My thing is like, I feel like Chanel need to also kind of think about that, particularly like boutiques like the Avenue Montaigne stores. So there are two, you know, there are two on the Avenue Montaigne. There's one on the left, one on the right, and basically it's like the Prêt-à-Porter boutique. There's a Prêt-à-Porter boutique, and then there's a boutique with the clothing, with the bags and the accessories and all of this. So they went to one of the two. I'm trying to remember which one it is now. I feel like they need to be a little bit more warmer and be a bit friendlier to clients, because a lot of people who are going particularly to the Avenue Montaigne store, that's a very famous boutique in Big C's history. Like, people are tourists and people are curious, and not everyone is going to understand that there are lots of rules and procedures to follow. I'm pretty sure if Big C says, hey, when you come to the Avenue Montaigne store, these are the rules and procedures you need to follow, I'm pretty sure most people would happily, you know, follow them. The Avenue Montaigne boutiques strike again. Here's another story. Someone here says, I waited in line for 20 minutes to enter, and when I entered, no one said anything to me. And when I asked if I could look at some products, the SA said, as my colleagues just told you now, you have to wait for someone to be available. And the person put it in like quotation marks. As my colleague just told you now, you have to wait for someone to be available. Well, no one told me anything when I entered besides bonjour. Not sure how the other stores manage their customers, but this is very disappointing. Like a brand like Chanel, try the store at the airport. If you want the classic designs, they usually have a few pieces anyway. That's true. Big C at the airport does have, you know, lots of classics there. I received much better service from the SA at Charles de Gaulle 2E. That's the name of the shop. The SA was much friendlier too. This person was there in December 2021. So yeah, again, you know, it's just one of those things where, like, you know, telling a client, and obviously a tourist as well, you know, who doesn't speak French, telling them, you know, bonjour, okay, you say bonjour, bonjour, and then you don't let someone know what's popping. Not, like I said, not everyone coming into the boutiques are francophones or can even speak a little bit. I mean, I can speak French a little. I wouldn't say I'm fluent, but even me, I'd be like, bonjour, bonjour, and then I'd maybe ask the person in French, like, can I get assistance, or what should I do now? But not everyone can do that. And then you hear the person saying, as my colleague told you just now, you have to wait for someone to be available. Well, how long is someone going to take for someone to be available? Not everyone has like hours and hours and hours, okay, to dedicate to looking at Big C stuff in Paris. That's great and everything, but not everyone has hours and hours and hours. A lot of people who are, you know, business people, a lot of people who are on work trips, someone might just have a few minutes to pop into the boutique, see if they can buy something and leave. So then you're telling the person to just stand there, okay, like a freaking, you know, like a statue, okay, and just wait and wait and wait. Come on, I think that Big C need to work on that. There is a coldness to the Big C boutiques in Paris, and I'm not surprised by hearing the tone of those reviews. So I've saved the best for last because this story is wild. This is from the Chanel boutique in Beverly Hills, California, USA. And here it goes. I'm going to read the whole thing because it's completely insane. By the way, it was 6 days ago, so I don't want you guys trying to defend your home stores here. If your home store has been dragged, take the L and accept it. I contacted Chanel to locate a few options, and I spoke with the sweetest client advisor over the phone. A few days ago, I was reached out by text from a Beverly Hills store advisor, SA, who was the rudest, most inconsiderate person I've ever spoken to. I'm a personal shopper, so I don't have a problem getting what I need. I think it's absolutely disrespectful and rude when, after letting him know I have purchased and located the item I initially needed, I was blocked. I had 4 pairs of shoes I was looking for, and it's a shame that instead of hearing a client out, my messages were no longer being sent or being delivered. You get greedy and annoyed about a silly little sale. I've worked in retail for 6 years, and I've always worked commission-based jobs. I understand the frustration of missing out on a sale, but remember, be kind. What goes around comes around. I definitely know I'll never, ever, ever be shopping at this location. I think this location needs a reality check. Not everyone is Beverly Hills material, but we're all human. Why not respect everyone? Okay, so a few things. When I first read this review, I thought that she she got blocked because she was a personal shopper. So the SA blocked her after hearing that the person had bought something elsewhere. This is a really interesting topic because a lot of the time in lots of different Big C Facebook groups, like, we talk about this all the time. I'm laughing because she got blocked because she had basically done this. If you have a retail business, or used to have one or whatever, I used to have a retail business, so I know why the SA blocked her. Let's be clear, I do not support the SA blocking her, but I understand why the SA decided to block her. So basically, in the story, she says how she reached out, maybe through the website or the phone, and spoke to someone who was like, yes, the item that she's looking for is in, you know, the Beverly Hills boutique, and then obviously an SA contacts her to make the sale. It sounds like it was a pair of shoes, and then here she says, you know, after letting him know I have purchased and located items that she needed, I was blocked. I mean, I kind of see why the SA is annoyed, because don't forget that with Big C, when you contact them, I think this is the same as it is in Europe, as it is in like the US as well. When you contact them, you're like, hey, I want to buy, you know, shoes, or I want to buy a bag. Then that SA contacts you and like, oh, hey, I've already got it. Don't forget that there's manpower used from the client advisor who took her request to the SA who then is contacting her. And yes, I know you guys are going to be like, well, you know, she shouldn't have been blocked. That's his job. Yeah, we've all been there. By the way, I've had like hardcore sales jobs. Trust me. I've worked tough sales jobs, so I can empathize with the SA here that it's annoying, because she goes on here to say, I had 4 pairs of shoes I was looking for, and it's a shame, instead of hearing the client, my messages were no longer being sent or delivered. I'm guessing that the SA figured out that she was a personal shopper and decided to block her, because here she already said she was a personal shopper. So maybe the SA figured out, yeah, she's a personal shopper. I can't be bothered, you know, to be dealing with a personal shopper for whatever reason. They might have their reasons, we don't know why. And of course, he shouldn't have blocked her, but I can defend the SA a little bit in that it has to be frustrating. And As a business person myself, it's super frustrating when you're dealing with potential clients and you're told, hey, can you call this person? They said they want to buy something. This happens to my team every week. We have clients every single week for one of our businesses, like, hey, call this person, they're going to buy. They call them, the person's like, oh, I'm not buying today, or I'm not going to buy anymore. I do understand where the essays are coming from. So I get the frustration. I know I'm going to get people saying, well, that's their job. They should go do their job. A little bit of grace. If she expects grace and to be spoken to nicely, it kind of sounds like she wants people to bow down to her a little bit in this review, because she's like, oh, he's so the rudest, most inconsiderate person. They blocked you because you made people run around after you. You said you were looking for this thing, to the point that you even had called Big C. But at the end of the day, you didn't buy anything. You made a whole big deal about it. I can see how that would be super annoying. Like that you have contacted Chanel, they have connected you to an SA. Instead of you honoring that and buying through that SA, you buy somewhere else and then you expect that person to like lick your behind. It's not going to happen. So no, she shouldn't have been blocked, but she's a personal shopper. So maybe he's like, oh, this person's a personal shopper, so I don't want to deal with them anymore. But listen, Big C essays are not playing with you. This is the second story I've heard of a client being blocked, because remember in my other dragging video, I did that one as well. And then she's like, I'll never ever be shopping with this location again. I mean, yeah, Crimea River, like their whole life is really gonna the whole business at that Beverly Hills boutique is really gonna be destroyed because this one person isn't gonna shop there. And then I think the part where she talks about how she had like 4 pairs of shoes that she was looking for, yeah, that's a sign you're a personal shopper. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And if you're looking for 4 pairs of shoes, like they probably don't want to deal with someone who's a personal shopper, because you know how Big C have like their rules and regulations all about that. So this reminds me of something else that I saw in another Facebook group, because when I read this, I was screaming so hard. In another Facebook group, someone was talking about a Chanel purchase and how they had returned quite a bit and they were worried about their standing like with their account. I'm telling you now, like for me, I totally understand that person being B-listed from the boutique. If not being B-listed from Chanel, being B-listed from the boutique. There are a lot of you who talk about quality and all of this. Listen, Big C has made it clear what her bags and accessories are. And frankly, even the costume jewelry, these are toys for extremely wealthy women to play with every 3 months until the next collection comes. And that's me keeping it Gucci. That's me keeping it gangster. That is what Chanel's products are, okay? Big C doesn't pretend to be something she's not. And this is one thing that I like about Chanel. Chanel doesn't pretend to be something that she's not, but Chanel is very clear about what she is. If you are going to buy the, you're going to buy the bags, you're going to buy the fashion jewelry, they are toys. I mean, their products are basically toys at this point. I have spoken to one of you who has a couture piece from Chanel, and you said it was one of the most beautiful garments you have ever seen and ever had, and the quality was, unmatched. It's obvious to me that like the haute couture business has nothing really to do with what's going on with the bags and the fashion jewelry and things like that. Even the ready-to-wear is said to be very good quality. Their fine jewelry looks very nice. Big C are making different quality for different types of clients. If you only buy bags and fashion jewelry, you are going to be on Google reviews dragging Chanel every single day. Funny how the people who buy fine jewelry, the people who buy their watches, the people who buy the haute couture and they're ready to wear are never complaining about things on here. It's always people, who are buying handbags. So back to that person saying that they were worried about their status at the brand because they kept returning things. And I'm just like, you need to live in reality. If you are buying, posting things on social media, making reels, making TikToks, and then saying, oh guys, I think I've seen a wrinkle, I think I've seen a tiny little dent that no one can see, yes, eventually Big C is going to come on to you and they're going to just basically realize, that you are kind of like a time-wasting type of client. I think I've told you guys before, but in Tanzania, companies are not obliged to give refunds. No one gives a refund basically. Once you buy something, you've bought it, and you can't ask for a refund again. But still, there are difficult clients who can make it very, very difficult for sales people, sales assistants to work. And I know a lot of you think, well, I'm giving that person commission. I mean, it really depends on how much you're spending. Someone who's spending $200,000 a year, $500,000 a year, like that person is really giving a lot of commission to a particular SA. But if you're someone who buys, but maybe you're not buying like that much, even if you buy every collection, but you're not, particularly in Chanel's case, but you're not buying like ready to wear, you're not buying fine jewelry, you're not buying an haute couture piece. I mean, I hate to sound really blunt, but you're not really moving the needle for that particular SA. And a lot of people, when they write these reviews, they're thinking about it in terms of how much money the thing is. So for example, I think the classic maxi in the US now is what, $10,000. You're like, wow, I spent $10,000 on a handbag. You know, I should get the full red carpet treatment. The SA's thinking, this person just bought a handbag. The handbags sell themselves. I'm not gonna make my numbers this month. I need to go find clients who are gonna buy ready to wear, who are gonna buy fine jewelry, okay? And who are not gonna return stuff all the time. So it was really interesting in that Facebook group because that person was afraid because they just kept buying, returning. And then I realized what they were doing. Every new collection, because you know Big C has collections every 3 months, every new collection, they buy something new for the social media attention, for groups, for TikTok, for Instagram. And then once that attention kind of wears off, then they return the item because they find a fault, but you've already used the item. You better believe that Big C is putting these people on notice. And yes, some SAs are gonna block you, okay? Once they realize that you're a difficult customer, or maybe you're a personal shopper. I'm not saying it's right, I just wanna be clear. I run my business professionally. I told my team, you can't block a client. If a client's really, really difficult, I will speak to them because I know how to speak to difficult people. So these dragging stories are almost a bit personal for me because I would know how to speak to a difficult client. But if you're constantly returning, you are not a profitable client. The clients that Big C wants and all of the luxury houses want are not just the very wealthy clients, but clients who are profitable. If you don't make that business money, they're not really going to care. So I just wanted to kind of share that little tidbit because I do think the whole thing of excessive returns is something which these luxury brands are dealing with. Louis Vuitton, honey, Big LV, she is not playing with you. Go try the shenanigans at LV, constantly returning stuff. You're going to get yourself flagged. They don't business over there. They don't mind over there. They will just flag you and your account will be, you know, because you know at LV they have the traffic light system. If you want to know what the traffic light system is at LV before they ban you, let me know in the comments and I'll tell you. But I just thought it was just super interesting how like a lot of people who shop at Chanel are actually breaking a lot of Chanel's cardinal rules. And I know you're going to be like, well, the product should be really amazing quality. Well, you need to accept that these are $10,000, $20,000 toys. They're not handbags, they are toys. The moment you accept them for the toys that they are, they're almost like trophies. Chanel bags. Chanel bags are not even bags. I mean, they don't even really have function anymore. They're just these little trophies, and they've kind of taken on a life of their own. So I accept Big C for who she is because I do like Chanel's ready-to-wear. I'd love to own a ready-to-wear piece. I'm going to be a little bit more open-minded to their fine jewelry because I'd love to move into that direction for myself. Of course, I'm interested in the so black trendy, but I don't really blame Chanel because Chanel have made it clear who they are. I kind of blame us for not accepting it, you know? A lot of people, when the price increase happened last year, were like, I'm going to Big H. Ah! Let me stop you right there. How's that Big H journey going? In 2022, honey, when there's not even any bait to purchase. So every brand has their cross to bear, if you will. So I would love to know what you think about all of that. Make sure you're fully subscribed, hit notifications, like this video, go follow me on my socials. I posted a TikTok the other day. Please go over there and like it, okay? Give me the strength to post these things because, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be 36 this month in April. I'm a Taurus, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm like stubborn about things. I hate when people say you're like too old to do something. I'm persevering, but it's taking its toll on me. So go follow my TikTok. Go follow my Instagram as well, and of course go join the Facebook group. It's so much fun. I'd love to see you there. I would love, by the way, if you love Chanel, please go join the group. I would love to see more people posting about Chanel in the group. I love Chanel, honey. I love her, and I love everything about that brand. Like, I love Chanel. Like, Chanel's that chick. And Chanel's like aesthetics is very much my personal style. I love the ready to wear, but of course, you know, she gets dragged because that is what she deserves. As a coda to this video, I wanted to know, do you think the 22 has flopped? Yay or nay? Okay, I want you guys to leave me some comments below because it helps to support my page. But answer this question: has the 22 flopped? Yes or no? We were talking about it in the group and we were divided. I actually think it's probably a bit too early to tell. I think we need to see the bag in different finishes. There are lots of colors coming for 22A, so I will have that in my 22A follow-up video, which will be coming up next week. I don't know whether we can say if it's flopped or not. One of the group members said in a comment that it's actually doing well in her boutique. I feel like they're shoving it down our throats and using tons of influencers to promote the line as well. So maybe it will be successful, you know, who knows? I'd love to know what you guys think about it. I'm glad to see Hobos back. Hobos are so Y2K. They remind me of being like, you know, being like a teenager, getting ready to go to uni, you know, there's something very nostalgic about them. So I'm very, very glad to see them back. Even though it's a massive hobo, it does look like a trash bag. It's not my cup of tea. By the way, any of you buying the 22, I would love to know. In general, I'd love to know what you're trying to buy. And I want to know which of you buy Chanel ready to wear and what ready to wear you're buying from 22A. If you like these dragging videos, you know what to do. You have to make sure you're fully subscribed to my channel, because if you're not subscribed, you're going to be missing out on my videos. It's so hard if you watch my videos and you don't subscribe. There's some of you, and I know you're not subscribed, but you watch all of my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. And in fact, not just my channel, go watch other channels, okay? But subscribe, it is so important. You can find me on my socials. I'm very active. If you want to talk privately, you have questions, you can send me PMs on Facebook Messenger or Instagram. I'm active on both platforms. I'm really active everywhere, really, and I check my emails very often as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week in my next video.